Hello again, and welcome to Interview with DJ Nocturna. Today, I have a guest all the way from Italy. We're like completely opposite from each other. It is 8 a.m. here and 8 p.m. in Italy, and I've got Alessandro Mercanzin, whose project is called Delrei of the Projekt label. How are you doing, Alessandro?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's so wonderful to have you on the show. First of all, I love your music. I do. I mean, it's how do you explain it? God is I can listen to it. It puts me in the dream, kind of in the dream, meditative, relax. I feel very it's a good feeling.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a really good feeling.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, you know, yeah, to me this album is it's about a soundtrack for a movie that doesn't exist to me. Okay, so it's a kind of Western dystopia of the future, and it's full of emotion I felt during the making of it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So
Yeah,
there's it's coming from an album, right? Your album is called Desolation and Radiation,
right,
right? And that's already been released, right?
right.
Okay.
And, I started this project during the pandemic. So in Italy, everything was crazy. People will loot all they can. They go to the market and you couldn't find anything because people had a lot of fear at the beginning of this pandemic. But I want to shift from this crazy moment. I mean, from a negative moment I was living to a positive one. So yeah, I wanted to make my music, and that's why I start to make this album. And another crazy thing was the war Russia starts against Ukraine. So it's crazy because in Italy and in Europe, a lot of media are talking about nuclear bombs, and they want to destroy one of the biggest nuclear power plants in Europe. So to me, it was kind of a strange moment, strange feeling I was living, and I wanted to make this music, this album, and my hope was that people connect with my music because of this crazy present we were living. So that's how I came up with this strange title, Desolation and Radiation.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I'm glad you explained that to me. So before we go any further, I wanted to mention the instruments that you play, because I know you play several instruments, right? You play the guitar.
Yeah, right. I play mainly guitars and bass guitar, then some synthesizer with the help of my friend. He's a cool producer called Maurizio Baggio. He runs a studio called La Distilleria, Produzioni Musicali. And yeah, I played different instruments. One of the strange was the marranzanu.
That's the one that we were talking about it just a while ago, and I wanted you to show it to.
Yeah, right. This is the strange instruments that it's very popular in Sicily.
Oh yeah, in Sicily.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It's popular because yeah, people use it for hunt. They make yeah.
For what? They use it for what?
For they go hunt.
Hunt.
Yeah, and make a strange sound that animals come and.
Really? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I that's not. I know it's been played for decades, right? Is it popular in that portion of in that part of Italy, or is it popular just everywhere?
Yeah, it's popular. Yeah, mainly in Sicily, but I decided to use it because yeah, it's a poor instrument. So one of the main instrument I use is also the banjo. So I like the idea to use poor instruments and combine them with modern instruments like synthesizers like I mean electronical instruments. So there's this balance between past and future,
Mm-hmm.
and I like this idea that try to give something new, try to make something new, and give the listener other sounds. I wanted to avoid the cliche of this type of music. So with my friend, the producer, we try to make things different.
So, I wanted, can you demonstrate how that thing works? Because it's very interesting. If I
Yeah, I try.
Googled it,
It's
I
a
Googled the instrument.
long time I don't use it, but I try.
Okay. So what do? You put in your mouth? I mean, how
Yeah,
is
right.
I'm pretty sure you're making sounds, but it's not going through with
Yeah,
the.
you don't hear it? I try. It's a stray sound. Maybe you can hear it in the cartoons.
Yeah, I hear it in your music. I mean, I can
Like
hear
Tom
it.
and Jerry. Tom and Jerry, they use it.
Oh yeah. Wow.
It's a fun sound, but for I thought that for that kind of music was cool to use.
Uh-huh. And that's called a Sicilian harp.
Yeah, right.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's it.
Marranzanu.
Marranzano it's called. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
right.
Oh, and where do you buy that?
I bought it on the internet. You can actually bought it from different websites. I
Oh
found a
yeah.
website that sell many of these. Actually, there are different versions. This is a big one, but you can also find a little one that
Mm.
make another sound.
Oh.
And if you go and check on YouTube, you'll find
Is it easy
many.
to play? You just use
It,
your hand? Yeah.
it's pretty easy. I mean, I come from punk rock, so if I want to do
Yeah.
something, I try and learn it by myself. That's my way of do things. But yeah, it's pretty easy to use. It's not that complicated to me.
So you play the banjo. Do you play the mandolin as well?
I just play the banjo.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
And harmonica. And
harmonica, banjo, guitar, acoustic and electric, classical guitar, and basses, and a little bit of synthesizers.
uh-huh.
And I can't play drums, and but for the rest of the music, I played all the instruments.
So
So
how would you categorize your the genre of music that for this album and for your style?
sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah, well, how would you categorize the genre? What kind of music genre? What form of
Oh,
genre?
you mean
Yeah,
the genre?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. To me, this album is a kind of hybrid of different styles.
Mm-hmm.
You can find Americana, you can find dark country to me, okay, or a little bit of blues, and I try to combine all my listenings and what I learn from my past experiences, and combine everything, and try to make something new. Um, that's my point, to try and make things fresh and new. And
Yeah.
because yeah, many bands um, try and play this genre, so I wanted to uh, make things different and make a new music.
And I know there's a genre, well, it's a spaghetti western
Right,
inspired by the Italian, directors and stuff like that, right?
right. Yeah, spaghetti western is it's a kind of genre of mainly, I think, that comes from movies.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I was really into Sergio Leone movies. Um, he's a hero in Italy. Sergio Leone is a director,
Yeah.
mainly known for the Dollar trilogy, and Once Upon a Time in the West, to name a few. But it's amazing, And since I was a kid, I was interested a lot in his music and his movies.
Mm-hmm.
The music is from Ennio Morricone, so
Right,
that's
right.
another big name,
Yeah.
So combining those two elements, and yeah, I really try to play this music and make things new,
Mm-hmm.
make things different, and try to make uh, a different point of view of this style.
So Desolation and Radiation is out now on Projekt Records. Yeah. So how did you connect? How did you connect with Sam Rosenthal?
Yeah, I connect with Sam. I just write him an email and
Oh,
ask if he was interested
oh
in
yeah.
release my album. And he and also Shia, that it's his partner, were so kind to release my album. So they listened to it, and
Oh yeah.
uh,
I have
yeah,
no doubt Sam would love this. Yeah, because yeah, he has a really good taste, of course, obviously. Yeah. And I don't know if you saw my interview with Sam and Shay. I have an interview
yeah,
with them also. Just a few they had the project anniversary, right? So yeah. And big shout out to Ethan Marolis as well for
right.
kid.
They're very cool people,
Yeah.
and they understand the project very quick. They like the music, and they said, yes, let's do it.
Yeah, no,
So
I,
they
I I love the even the album covers. I love that. When I was a kid, I love Western movies. I always have the American Western, that I'm familiar with mostly. There's the Old West, and all the movies
right,
that came out and like Clint Eastwood movies and things like that. That was really growing up, and then the music that came out of it and just the whole vibe of that.
right. Yeah, I would say that there are two or three movies that, above all, were my muse. Okay, so one of them is called Hardware from 1990. I don't know if you know this movie. It's a B movie. It's not very popular movie.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I suggest you to take a look at this movie because it's cool. There's a cool cast. There's Iggy Pop on this movie, and there's also Cal McCoy, which is the singer of Fields of the Nephilim.
Oh yeah,
It's a
yeah.
country rock band.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, to me in this movie you have the feeling of the Western of the future to me. Okay, so you feel something, yeah, the Western, but also the future, because yeah, the movie is it's from the future, like the story, robots and nuclear wars, and it's interesting. Like you have something, you have the aesthetic of the 80s, but also the yeah, the something from the present we are living, so you can combine these elements.
So there's 11 tracks from this album. It's on
Right,
Project Records. If anybody want to find that, it's project.com, Projekt, project.com. It's not with a
right,
C, with a K. And every single song is different and unique, and they're all really just really I really like it. I really like it. And I know you were saying that you started writing this during the pandemic, right? Around that time, all the way.
right. Yeah, yeah, I started in that moment in the pandemic, and
Did you feel more inspired during that time?
yeah, during that moment, like I said before, it was a negative moment, you know. So I wanted to shift from that moment to the negative, and I wanted to make something positive for me, you know. And I had a lot of time, and I wanted to make my album, my music, and I try to make new songs, and I wanted to make my album.
Mm.
So that's um, the main thing to me in that moment.
And
So yeah, for sure, it was a inspiration somehow, because
mhm,
in that moment I was living, there was something really crazy going on, and something you don't see every day because the pandemic. It was
right.
something really crazy in Italy. You know, it was everybody was home, and
Yeah, I mean, Italy was hit hard by the pandemic. I
yeah,
remember in the very beginning, I was reading about all these like people in Italy. They were just like dying on all. I mean, it was just before it even
yeah,
reached us. It was in Italy before it came to in the United States, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Many people here in Italy went really crazy. You know,
yeah,
uh, they suffer, I don't know, so much pain for this, because if you must stay home for so many hours,
right.
so many days. You know, you can't go outside. So
Hmm.
it was really crazy. But like I said, I try to use this negative energy and shift
Yeah, yeah,
from
you sure did.
from
Yeah,
this negative energy and make something
yeah,
positive to me. You know,
yeah.
and
Your music is very
my
positive. I love your music. It makes me
thank you,
it's a good feeling, you know.
thank you so much. Thank you.
And
I
so,
try to use this negative energy and make this album that to me it means a lot.
mm. Do you want to mention all the people that is involved in the making it? I know you have some musicians and some people.
Sure. Yeah. For sure, one of the main guys that helped me a lot is called Maurizio Baggio,
Mm-hmm.
that runs the studio La Distilleria Produzioni Musicali. That it's a great studio, not so far from where I live. And yeah, he's a great guy. He helped me a lot. He understands the project, and he understands the way I wanted to make things different and avoid cliche.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he also played some synthesizers, some instruments. He helped me a lot to define the sound and make it more electronic from his point of view. But for sure, he was um, one of the main players of this album. Yeah, for sure.
And then you have the song "Far From Here." I think that's the fifth track on the album. There's a
Yeah,
pedal steel, right?
right. Yes, there is another cool guy that helped me play the pedal steel, and he's called Stefano Miozzo. That he plays with other bands, but he's cool because he's playing with this pedal steel, and yeah, gave a good sound, of a different sound to this song. So um, yeah, he
And then
helped me.
and then you got trumpets as well. You got a trumpet player on one of your songs.
There's another cool player that he plays the trumpet on the song "Nowhere to Ride." It's called, and yeah, he's another cool guy that yeah, helped me play the with in this song. Yeah, he played trumpets.
All right. Wow. And so if somebody wants to check your music, I mean, you can go to Projekt Records, right? Projectrecords.com. And
Right.
the album is out now. It's called Desolation and Radiation. So what is the your project called Delrei, Delrei? Tell us about that. What does
Yeah,
that mean? Yeah.
yeah, and during the making of Desolation and Radiation, I was listening to a band called Guano Padano. That this band is a spaghetti western Italian band.
Mm-hmm.
They have great melodies, and I love them a lot. And they have this song called Delrei. So I got curious, and I wanted to find out what's the meaning of this word. You know, it means of the king in Spanish.
Of the what?
And of the king, and it's a surname with medieval noble origins. So yeah, to me it was catchy, and it has a good sound, musical sound, and I decided to keep it. So
yeah,
that's how I came up with this name. I wanted to make it more Italian, so I cut the letter Y and I used the I to make it more Italian.
Oh,
But
yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Makes
that's
it,
how we came up with this
makes it
name.
yours. It makes it yours then, pretty much.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's smart.
that's how we came up with this name.
Wow. So that's it's a 11 track album, Desolation and Radiation, Delrei. I have Alessandro Mercanzin. And you are in I know you're close to Venice. What is the name of the city where you're at? I know it's close to Venice.
Yeah, right. I live like 45 minutes from Venice.
What's it called?
So
Where you're from? What's the city?
my town is called Padua.
Oh, Padua. Oh, okay.
Padua, yeah, it's popular for art, mainly for art.
Yeah.
You find a lot of yeah, famous painters, churches, you know. And but you know, Italy is popular like for food and art.
Yes.
So you find a lot of stuff in Italy.
West,
Like
you know, art. Yes, art, definitely art, and opera, music, so many things. You know,
right, right.
the culture, the food,
Yeah, you know, Venice is a great city. You find whatever, you know,
the
and
Venetian mask, the carnival. You know?
the carnival, yeah, for sure, yeah. In February, the city is full of people dressed in masks, and
Yes.
it's really interesting, yeah, to see. Once in a lifetime, you must see it
Yeah,
because
you know, when I went to Venice, I did. It was. I know that the carnival is in the beginning of the year, so
right,
I went in the summer, which is I should have picked a better time. But next time I'll go back and I make definitely experience the carnival.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You have to, yeah.
Because I do an event here called the Venetian Mass Ball. So I need to go to Venice, and I did buy a mask there. Yeah, I did buy they're all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful mask.
Venice is amazing. I like Venice in the evenings or at night. To me, it's magical because
Oh yeah. The whole
yeah,
it's
you know,
magical.
there's nobody around, there's no people, and it has I don't know, something magic. I think it's amazing.
Oh yeah, very much.
I
Uh,
really suggest you to come back and visit
I will.
during
I definitely will. So
at
this
night. Yeah,
yeah, so this album is out now. If people want to check it out, project.com. You know, God, thank you so much for joining me. It's
thank you so much. Thank
I,
you. It's my pleasure to be to your show. It's really cool.
and
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to playing all the every single song is just done well. I like it a lot. Every single one. No, yeah, I can totally relate to it.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Alexandro
Thank
Mercanzin
you.
of Delrei. One
Thank you.
second.